All right, we are live. Let me let this connect on YouTube so I can grab this link and put it in our community. Speaking of our community, if you are a solo or entrepreneur who is struggling to get to their first 6 figures in business, you should be in our community. The link to get in our community for free is shaycannon.info/group. Let me throw this link over here. Again, it is free. We have 3 pillars for our free community for you, and that is we actually commune. In fact, tonight is movie night, our movie club night, where we're going to discuss the movie Air on Amazon Prime. So we don't watch it together, but we watch it on our own, and we come like book club and we discuss it and we pull out all the business nuggets. So we actually do commune, okay? Another thing that we do is we have conversations that are transformational to our business growth. The last thing that we do is we collaborate, okay? So you need to be in our free community, shaycannon.info/group. All right, so we got that over there for them so we can get started, y'all. We can get started. Let me make sure I got the comments where I can see them. I see them. All right, let's get it going. Good morning. Welcome to Unlock Your First 6 Figures morning show. I'm your host, Shay Cannon. It all starts with the blog. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/one, ONE, because what we have talked about all week long was stand out by creating your category of one marketing focus, okay? Category of one. You may not have heard that strategy before, okay? It is a marketing strategy. It is to give you a definition of it. It is being known as best in class. It is being known as unmatched against your competition. It is being known as being in a league of your own within your industry, okay? All of that is category of one. You can create that for yourself. You don't have to wait for anybody else to tell you you're in a category of one. You can create it for yourself. And that's what we've been doing all week long, coming up with strategies that you can create your category of one. Now, when I say category of one, I don't want you to pick just one. I want you to pick all that apply, and I want you to use them all where they are appropriately gonna make you stand out, okay? So I put them in collections, okay? We got a bunch of strategies, but I tried to group together the ones that were kind of alike. So the first grouping or collection was innovative offerings, okay? In that collection, I gave you 5 strategies and some examples. If you want that, go to part 1's replay, okay? The second one was the collection was customer-centric excellence, okay? And there are 5 strategies in that collection with examples of each. Go to part 2's replay. That was from Tuesday, okay? Yesterday, Wednesday, we did part 3. The collection was strategic differentiation, okay? How do you make yourself look different strategically? All right, I gave you 5 strategies and you had examples of each. Go to yesterday's replay, which was part 3. Today, we are closing out the series with part 4, the collection, purpose-driven and authentic, okay? So how can you stand out and be a category of one by being known for being purpose-driven and being known for being authentic, right? Now, I'll tell you, authentic looks different ways, right? I am known for being authentic simply because I persist on being myself no matter what room I go into. Okay, it doesn't matter what their credentials are versus my credentials, what their ethnicity is versus my ethnicity. It doesn't matter any of that. I walk in every room as myself. Okay, I am authentic to myself. Now, that is not the only way to be authentic, right? And along with authenticity, you have purpose-driven, okay? That means you keep to the core, you keep the focus and the priority on what is your purpose, right? Some of us forget that. Some of us have businesses and we don't have a mission and a vision and a purpose, and we should, because that is our North Star as a business. It is our North Star as a brand, okay? It helps you to make decisions, because things that are outside of your purpose, you shouldn't be doing. And you should be focused on more ways to fulfill your purpose. All right. So let's get into some of these strategies. So you can be purpose or authentic around cultural and social impact. Okay. And that is things like Ben and Jerry's has a social justice campaign. Patagonia, the outdoor brand, has environmental activism. Okay. Dove, y'all know Dove soap? Well, a long time ago, they came out with the Real Beauty campaign so that you could understand that the skin that you are in is beautiful no matter what that skin is, right? That's a social impact campaign. We know that Tom Shoes does the philanthropic giving away of a shoe, right? So all of that is social impact, and it could be cultural. The cultural will be Doves, because man, advertising does a lot of pulling women down, right? It does a lot of making us rethink what beauty is. It makes a lot of it does a lot of helping us to rethink what our worth is, right? In a negative way. So Dove came along with their campaign, especially for women, to counteract what advertising usually does about us, to help us to feel better in our skin and beautiful in our skin. Okay. Then you got environmental sustainability. Guess what? We got easy examples of that. Tesla and the electric vehicles, okay? The electric car. So what we know is the electric doesn't have gas emissions that mess with the environment. It's not taken away from the ozone layer, right? So Tesla, and that's actually in the, even though Tesla is run by Elon Musk, what we know about Tesla, the person, is that he was trying to do sustainable energy, right? So what better name to put on an electric car? We have The Body Shop, who was, I think, a pioneer in coming out with only using cruelty-free cosmetics. If only you knew how they were mistreating animals to test cosmetics before they can be done for human trials, right? So, of course, we want to kind of get away from that. So that's an environmental sustainability impact, all right? The next strategy, transparency and authenticity. I already told you my authenticity. Transparency can be one that is popular right now is transparency and pricing. I've even changed my website to show transparency and pricing. Don't get on a discovery call with me, right? And say you don't know how much certain things are. All of my offerings have the price on them. Okay. So there's no sticker shock, transparency and pricing. Who also does that is Warby Parker does that. Everlane does cost and transparency. But guess what? We also have transparency when it comes to what you say you're doing. Okay. So we know that Tom's Shoes gives away an extra shoe when we buy one, but they could be just saying that, right? Well, guess what they do? They release and publish their giving reports. Yeah, that's what they do. They release so they can be transparent about the philanthropic efforts that they are putting forth. So how can you be transparent or authentic, or how are you already being that? And how can you spread the word that a part of your brand is that you are that? Okay. Health and wellness focus as a category of one. Okay. We've already talked yesterday at length about Dr. LaFera. Teray is stepping in that because, having any kind of mental disability is considered health, right? She's stepping in because it don't have to be what people label it as. And the expectation doesn't have to be what people have had, right? People don't understand that, we have been taught that the average person is your goal, okay? When what we don't understand is your goal is actually never to be average. Your goal is to be exceptional. So when you have people who are not average, they are exceptional. And those are superpowers. And you have to simply help them to use them, right? And so that's what Teray is about to take on. We're proud of her for that. But let's give you some examples of health and wellness focus. Peloton is focused on fitness equipment. Fitbit. How are we keeping our little health analytics before Fitbit came around, right? They revolutionized the health and wellness industry with helping us to track our vital signs. Even though they're not the same as going to the doctor, they give us an idea, right? Helping us to track our steps, right? Especially those of us that are sedentary and sit down a lot. It's a reminder that we need to get up and move around. So now what we do, we track our steps. That came from brands like Fitbit. Whole Foods and their organic food purpose and focus, all right? Last but not least, we have educational content. Will you be known for educational content? I'm known for educational content. I'm always talking about how you can expand and grow your business by content. This morning show is all around educational content. When I put replays on YouTube, I pick the category educational. right? So will you be known for educational content? Some industries that are, or some brands that are great examples, TED Talks. All they do is share with you thoughts worth spreading, right? That's all they do. They're all constantly educating us. You got HubSpot. You may not use HubSpot CRM because it's very it's full of a lot of stuff, right? And mostly sales teams use it. But if you've ever Googled anything about marketing, a blog post from HubSpot probably came up, because HubSpot clearly has an initiative to educate us on marketing so we know how to use their tool, or that we recognize now that we need to have a tool like theirs, right? Because they go deep with the marketing. Then you have Khan's Academy, Khan. They were the first to come out with free online courses. And so they're known for that. And coming back right behind them is Coursera. They sell online courses, and so does Udemy and places like that. Okay. So let's go back through so that you know the categories. I'm sorry, the strategies without the examples. You got cultural or social impact. You got environmental sustainability. You have transparency and authenticity. You got health and wellness focus, and you got educational content. Now, again, yesterday, I gave all the extra information for this category on the wrong day, which is why some of this may sound familiar. So we don't have those extra categories today. Instead, after I ask you out of these 5 strategies, which one do you think you'll be using? I want to show you some real world examples of category of 1. All right. So, and I know Teray is driving, so Teray, catch the replay on looking at some of this stuff, but I'll be reading it out also. So look, drive safe. All right. So out of these 5 strategies, going back through them again: educational content, health and wellness focus, transparency and authenticity, environmental sustainability, cultural or social impact. Okay, which one of these do you want to use? Teray, you already stopped. Let's go ahead and get you before you start back driving.
I think the educational.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely educational. Educational on all the levels. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And parent, even whenever I talk to Rita, she's like, I just need to learn all the things. Like
Yes.
that was her thing. She was like, I need to learn. I need to understand what my child is capable of. I need to absorb. I need to know what to teach me so I can teach him. I need to learn. So
Yes.
I want to be able to develop courses and trainings. I need to have live this, live that. I need to pull in experts and to teach and train. I need to bring in doctors and state people and all kind of education. Definitely education.
Definitely, definitely. Over here on the YouTube side, we got Shawana Kennedy saying good morning. Good morning, Shawana. So let us know which of the strategies you would like to use, Shawana, in the YouTube comments, and we'll let everybody know and share it. All right, Heather, you're next. You over there with Zeta. So tell us which of the strategies that you would like to use as your category of 1 from today's list.
I would like to incorporate more cultural and social impact, but but at the same time, I want to reinforce transparency and authenticity.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Most definitely. And you are a great candidate to be authentic, because you used to try to be like everybody else. And we used to try to tell you, hey, girl, hey, you got something special about you. You need to show it. So yes, be yourself. So I'm going to tell y'all that whatever you think is weird, whatever you think is different than everybody else, whatever you think would make people look at you and stare because it's not like the others. Y'all remember that? One of these things is not like the other. You want to be the thing that's not like the other, okay? In entrepreneurship, that's exactly what you want to be. You do not want to fade back into the crowd and be like a wallflower unseen, okay? So whatever is weird that stands out about you, you want to actually lean into that, all right? Kimberly Miles, I don't know if you're available or not. Which of the strategies would you like to use in your category 1 from what we discussed today? If you cannot come off the mic, go ahead and put it in the comments and we'll share it with everybody. And I'm going to assume that you can't because you haven't unmiked by now. So Dr. LaFera, go ahead and unmic and tell us which of the strategies from today that you're going to use to add to your standoutness for your category of 1. Now, see, I did all that, Dr. LaFera. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Wait, I'm off the mic.
I see you.
All right. So what I'm going to use as my category of one is I'm going to use healthcare and education.
Yes.
Um,
Come on, pretty and yellow. All right now. Look at that.
I'm trying.
Okay.
Graduation is
That's
morning for my brother.
amazing. Hello, and good morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, so education, health education. So right now I'm doing like this 3-day sprint. Well, not 3-day sprint. This is my third day today of doing like 3 days worth of 3 posts a day.
Right.
And so I'm doing like a lot of education around like when I was in the hospital and even after I get out, like how I advocate for myself and what that looks like from a not just advocating for myself, but like what that looks like as far as like how that also means that I need to know what natural things that I could be doing so I can get off the pill so I'm not as reliant on doctors like me because you don't want to be stuck in that cycle and be helpless, you know, and there are things out in nature and that you can be doing at home that will keep you from being dependent on a system that's only getting more expensive and you know, accessibility to stuff is decreasing. So
Cool beans.
that's
I
what I'm
love it.
doing.
I love it. Most definitely. Proud of you too. All right. Dewana, which of these strategies do you want to employ to add to your category of one?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So I am already authentic in what I do. I can't help but to be. But I want to add more education in what I do. And it's so funny how Dr. LaFair and I are so aligned because what I know for sure is that nature is our healer. That's just who we are. We are aligned. We are our own personal universe. And so therefore, if we use nature, nature will heal us. Our bodies are meant to be well. That is what I know for sure. So the authenticity in what I do, it's so funny because again, you know, people try to get me to step away. Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? And no, that's not what I do. No, it's prime example. I got another event coming up and, you know, somebody wanted me to do something outside. I said, no, that's not who I am as a holistic and natural healing chef. So that's really just the education, the continued education around how nature is the beneficiary in healing us.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Yeah. So a lot of us have to do a lot of education around what we do and why it's important, right? And for some of us, we have to do education on what it is. Because one of the things that Dr. Toya does, I can't even pronounce correctly. Akashic records. Akashic records. Dr. Toya, tell us what you look, educate us on how to say it and what it is and why it's important, and then let us know.
Getting closer. Akashic record.
Akashic. Okay.
Yes. So I think my whole brand and platform is about authenticity, and having people show up and stand in their authentic power regardless of the space that they're in.
Yes.
So I think I lean into that one pretty well. What's interesting though is I never click educate. Like I'm always torn when it's like, what is this content? Literally, I'm always scrolling. Like, I don't know what it is. And somehow I felt not that it was education, but it is education. I don't know why I was uncomfortable with that. So I'm gonna lean into
Please
I'm
do,
gonna lean into
because
that.
guess what? When we don't know what something is, because we're not the expert, right? We don't know what it is. We don't know why it's important. We don't know why we need it, right? So more of us should be getting it, but because we're not educated in it, we don't get it, right? And even, I mean, think about the people that are educated and stuff and still don't get it, right? So we still have to educate people so that at least more people know about it, whether they purchase it from us or not. We need more people to know that this opportunity is available. This solution is available. This solution is all about, you know, whatever it's about. And some of the things that you are going through look like this, and it's because you probably need to go back into your Akashic records, right? So, I mean, yeah, your whole content is going to have to be around educating people, because I would venture to say most people that know what it is, right? They probably know more than one person that does it. But the people who don't even know what it is and you're educating them, they'll only know you. You see what I'm saying? So that's where it comes to be even more important. So I love that. All of us have a element of education that we need to be doing as a part of our content. But when what you're doing is so profound and unknown, you have a duty to education, right? So that's Teray. Teray is going to have a duty. Dr. LaFera is going to have a duty. Dewana is going to have a duty. Dr. Toya is going to have a duty, right? More people know about what Heather does. More people know about what Kimberly does. More people know about what I do. However, there are still aspects of education of what they don't know, right? One thing I have to be more vocal, let's get that throat chakra out, right? More vocal about is the fact that people are wasting money on high-level strategies and they don't have the foundation in their business to take advantage of them. And it's not that it's a waste overall, because once they get the foundation, they'll be able to pull in the value from it. It's only a waste because they didn't have much money to start with. And so they put it over there first and they shouldn't have, right? So we all have I'm going to say a duty to educate, right? Over here, Shawana, on YouTube, she didn't put a message over here and retracted it, and then she came back. So she wants to do, I'm authentic and transparent, just wanted to continue to be educational. See, everybody knows how to be educational, right? So for Shawana, you know, by now people know the value of video, right? But we cannot ignore that the number one fear, even over death, is public speaking, right? So some people, you could tell them all day that video is the number one way to get content out, but they still scared to death to do it. So it's going to be Shawana's duty to show them that, hey, you can get videos out easy, even when you're afraid to public speak, right? So that's going to be her education, that she's going to have to show those people that, hey, I can help you with video even when you are afraid to be on video. I have options for you, right?
So Shawana and I had a conversation the other day about something totally different. But when I was telling her that I was redoing my patio in the backyard and that I'm doing it myself, she was like, oh, are you getting at least pictures? If you can't set up your camera to film you doing it, are you getting pictures? And I was like, why would I do that? She's like, she's like, think about it. And I was like, oh, because to write a book, you need a plan. To do a patio, you need a plan. You can't do anything without a plan.
Love it.
So Shawana helped that breakthrough for me.
Shawana, shout out to Shawana. She over on YouTube talking something, right? I know y'all heard that in her voice, right? Shawana, hilarious. Yes. Okay. So, like I said, Dewana said education is philanthropic part of what we all do. It really is. It really is, because it is free value, which, by the way, we give a lot of free value in our group, which is a free community, shakehannon.info/group. Anyway, so as I told you, I made the mistake of giving all the extra strategies that was supposed to go under today's topic on yesterday, which I felt kind of weird. I was like, how is this? Okay, whatever. But yeah, so go back to yesterday's replay for additional strategies. But today, I wanted to take the time before we get out of here to show y'all some real world examples of category of one, okay? There is a guy, his name is Dante Lee. Okay. And what Dante Lee specializes in is giving more reach to Black businesses and Black people. We talking blackity black. His category one is always going to have Black in it, but it's going to have something else, right? So he has blackpr.com. He has blacknews.com. Okay. And so I want to go to blacknews.com and I want to show y'all how he uses category of one. He is a master at it. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, here. So we're on blacknews.com, okay? Every headline has some type of category of one, all right? So meet the Black woman making history as a nurse despite being wheelchair bound. That's a couple of categories of one, is it not? Right? Then you got meet the self-taught, that's a category, Black data scientist building robot AI smart homes. How many categories of one is he putting in these sentences, right? Then you go, 94-year-old grandmother fulfills her dream of wearing a wedding dress. Meet the Black designer whose vibrant color collection is now available at Macy's, Wayfair, Target, and other major retailers. I mean, you can go on this site and keep pulling out category of one. So this is why I told y'all you need more than one, and you need to use them appropriately. And he's even showing us we can string them together, right? So category of one. I was trying to think, how could I find, like, I love America's Best Eyeglass, right? That's the whole name of the brand, America's Best. America's Best, those words are category of one, right? And I've been telling y'all that McDonald's has 1 million hamburgers sold. They got 1 billion now. I didn't know they changed it. So it's 1 billion. So when you're wondering how you can use a category of one, okay? I mean, he has the best example out there to me. In fact, he has such a great example. I created a custom GPT to help me create category of one titles based on his stuff. So how about I throw that link in the notes, okay? Give you the link to my custom GPT that helps me to do articles and titles based on Dante Lee, all right? Heather said, I just made a note to do the same thing. Yes, because let me tell you how he is a master at it, y'all. He just, I don't even know. I don't even know what to tell you because he is good at that thing. So yeah, I created a GPT. Let me share my screen again. So see, look, Dante Lee, blackpr.com, titles and articles. And so my starters are a title generator, right? Our article rewriter, right? And create a category of one by answering the questions. So if you click create a category of one, I have it programmed to ask you questions to help discover your category of one. So look at that. So it didn't ask me the questions. Look at that shit. Okay, so let me see. You were supposed to ask me questions. Where are the questions? No, I'm gonna say what are. Okay. What it's doing is it's taking some of his titles and it's pulling in what category it is, but that's not what it's supposed to do on this one. So I'm gonna ask it, what are the questions? There we are. Now it's asking. And it tells you down here, ChatGPT can make mistakes. So I will give you the link to this GPT in the show notes. If you are on YouTube and you're like, I want show notes, guess where they are? In our free community, shaycannon.info/group. That's where they are. Okay, so this was a great week, y'all, right? So Shawana said, yes, you know I was gonna ask for that. Shawana, we know. But yes, this was a great week, right? Because I know that sometimes we see things in advertising, and now that we are entrepreneurs, you know, our spidey senses tingle a little bit. We know that's something, but we don't know what that is. We don't know how to recreate it. So that's how I came up with this week. Okay, what is something that will help them to stand out? Category of one, strategies, right? So does anybody have any questions about anything from the entire week? Right? I gave you 5 collections of category of one, and that's not even all of the ones that it can be. For each collection, I gave you 5 strategies, and I even gave you 5 examples each in the blog so that you definitely understand and have examples of how other people have used it. So I would love to know how y'all are going to use this information. I can't wait to see it, man. But does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any value add on the week? Teray over there thinking, I see the wood burning.
I'm trying to figure out a title for my new business.
Mm-hmm.
And today's topic made me decide to use a title of one for my title. Like, it's real bold and audacious to be like America's best contacts and eyeglasses.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to create a category of one title. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be something like America's Best.
I love
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm gonna be it's gonna be real. I'm gonna have it's gonna be real audacity, like America's Best. Like, you know what I mean?
I
Because
like it.
like somebody's gonna be like, who told her that? Like, who gonna check me, boo? Like
Mm,
America's Best.
mm.
Like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be like that.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Anybody have it? Anybody else have anything they wanted to add? Dewana says she loves that, Teray. So yes. I mean, you can drop America and just say best if you want to. I mean, hey, I dare you. Just saying.
With proven strategies.
Mhm.
Because you have proven strategies. You're like, hello.
I'm just saying, like before I got my business degree, I was a child psychology major. Like I'm just saying, like I'm just saying.
I get you.
Like
I think
I'm just
it's
like
best.
all my credentials. Who like look at my bio. Look at my experience. Look at I was talking to my other son. He has a master's degree from MIT. Like I'm like he speaks fluent Mandarin. Don't talk to me about what I can do with kids. I raise kids. That's what I do. Best. It's gonna be look, a category of one. It's about to happen. Like I'm
Love
gonna
it.
put it somewhere in my title. It's gonna happen.
I love that. So let me tell you, y'all know I talk about my client, Dr. Joffrey, a lot. So Dr. Joffrey is not just an ER doctor. He's also Harvard educated. He has two sisters. Both of his sisters are judges. So his mother, that's what she says to Ray. She was like, if I don't do nothing else, I can raise some children that's gonna give back to society. So yes, most definitely. And I think she wrote a book, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the name of the title. I'll find out for you, Teray. But yeah, definitely.
Can
If
I
you are good
can I
at
be
something, stand out.
yes. Can I be transparent for a second? We got 5 minutes. Can I be transparent?
Yes.
When I met my husband, his younger son was living in his basement and all he did was smoke weed and play video games all day. And I told my husband, I said, I will not marry you. I will not move to Atlanta until that child is doing chores and has a job. He was 21. When I moved in, I started praying for this kid. I started spending time with him. We would go on gelato dates.
Yes.
Fast forward, he's 29 now. He had moved to Florida to be with his grandmother, whatever. Yesterday, he visited his dad while I was at the spa. I was at the spa. I'm 50. He visited his dad yesterday and he told his dad that he was moving to Houston because living with his grandmother was toxic because she and his aunts, they just,
On
you know
all
what I
over
mean?
them, huh?
It's just a bad environment and he wants
Yeah.
to do better. And he said, Dad, I'm glad you found someone who's good for you, but she's poured so much into my life. And I'm able to move forward to do what I need to do because of her.
Love it.
I raise boys. That's what I do.
Come on now.
He was like, if it wasn't for her, I keep.
Uh-oh. You froze on the good part. Look at that. On the good part. What the world? On the good part, she's frozen and she did not come back. Okay,
Right.
y'all. I know, right? We missed
That's
it.
part of the story.
So let's go into these announcements. Maybe she'll unfreeze. But movie night in our group, shakehannon.info/group. Movie night is tonight. I'm going to post the link. The movie is Air. It's on Amazon Prime. It's not too late to watch it. I haven't even watched it yet. I have gotten to the habit that I start watching at 4 p.m. before the 7 p.m. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it at 4 p.m. So you can watch it too today and join us tonight. The link to join us will be placed in the group. Also on Monday is a holiday, you guys, so we will not be broadcasting. I'll be working, but I will not be broadcasting. I'm gonna take time to wake up late and then be working. So we won't start the broadcast until Tuesday. So Heather, Teray has dropped off. Y'all fucking over worried asses. I need y'all to understand.
I already knew. I was
Now
like,
you're gonna forget on Monday. You're gonna forget. Watch. You're gonna
I
be
will
like,
not.
what happened? Hey, but I love you for it. I do. I swear I do. But y'all be trying
The
to give
tax
me
affair is like,
anxiety.
what holiday is Monday? It's Memorial Day.
See,
Memorial Day is Monday.
most of us are not,
Snuck up. Like I didn't, I
those
forgot.
holidays don't really, and it's actually not one that I take off in my business. But it is one that when it comes to my content, I understand that a lot of people are not going to be available for things to be, as interactive as they are. So yeah, most definitely. All right. Last call for alcohol. Anybody got anything before we get out of here? I'm going to put the blacknews.com link and the custom GPT link in the show notes. So no worries on that. And I will publish those show notes sometime today. It's usually after I get all of the videos and stuff out. But yes, it's been a great week. I can't wait to see. Y'all know I always say I'm a vessel. We ain't had a bad week yet. I'm a vessel. We've been doing this for a while now. So I can't wait to see what downloads I get as to what will be transformational for your business growth that we will discuss on next week. So you guys have a great holiday weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday. Have a great one. The studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.